Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back. Manchester United finally got their first win of the season. We've beaten the mighty Luton Town 3-0 to go through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. And look, we know it's Luton Town. Nothing to get too carried away by. But it's just good to see Manchester United winning this season. After the Crystal Palace game, it left a real bitter taste in all of our mouths. And today, coming into this game, we saw a fair few changes. I was rooting for Ollie to go with the full 11, get some fitness into their legs, play the same 11 we're going to play against Brighton, and let's just go, baby. But he did make up a lot of changes. And to be fair to him, there could be players that come in against Brighton. I don't know. Let us know in the comments below if you think any of the players that started this game against Luton deserve to start that game against Brighton. Get it in the comments below. Because we go from back to front. Dean Henderson did very well, deserved his clean sheet today. Didn't have a whole lot to do, but like in the second half when he made a great save from a header, the bits that he had to deal with, he dealt with very well. Good to see Dean Henderson in between the sticks, keeping a clean sheet in the Carabao Cup, taking after Sergio Romero quite well, and he's took his spot all right. And then we go further forward, Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly with a centre-half partnership. Harry Maguire, look, he might be feeling a little bit lucky to still be in this team after his performance against Crystal Palace, but he was in the team. Eric Bailly came in alongside him. I've been crying out for Eric Bailly to start a game or two. In my opinion, is better than Maguire, is better than Lindelof, is better than any centre-half that we have at the club. But it is on a basis of when he's fit. He's very rarely fit for a long period of time, but he has been for the last couple of months. We saw him fit towards the back end of last season. He's fit now. So hopefully we can see him in the team for a little bit longer. Now, I don't know where he is in terms of his match fitness and his match sharpness, but I'd love to see him start against Brighton at the weekend. Can we get a partnership going between Maguire and Bailly? Maybe Bailly's that man next to him with a little bit of pace that we need. Obviously, again, you've got to say if he stays fit, but I can only go on by what I'm seeing now. And right now, Eric Bailly's fit. He played today, and he's our best centre-half. So fucking start him in the Premier League against Brighton. It's that simple. Brandon Williams came in at left-back, got a yellow card. He was looking like he was up for the fight. He was getting into people's faces, sliding into challenges. And he obviously won the penalty as well, which put us up in front. 1-0 just before half-time. Juan Mata tucking away the penalty, and it was a deserved penalty. It was a Stonewall penalty, and it was a penalty to Manchester United. Obviously, further forward from that, before I go beyond the defenders, Aaron Wan-Bissaka started today as well. Looked good for Manchester United. You would have liked to see him start against Crystal Palace. He usually puts Wilfried Zaha in his back pocket and carries on with the game. He didn't start against Crystal Palace, but good to see him in this game, getting that fitness up and looking a little bit better. Then in the midfield, Nemanja Matic, so good to see him back. Look, we know his legs aren't what they were. He can't go on as much as he used to be able to. But Nemanja Matic in this team is exactly what we need. For me, he's perfect in that holding midfield role. He shows for everybody. He gives himself as an option every single time to the defenders, to the midfielders, to his fullbacks. He protects the defence quite well, and he keeps it simple in terms of getting things forward. Pogba and McTominay had an awful game the other day. And in terms of those two players, you're looking for McTominay to be that number 6 almost. And whenever anybody else plays there, whether it's Fred, McTominay, whoever in that number 6 role, they don't quite have what Nemanja Matic has. Now, in my opinion, we have to wrap Nemanja Matic up in cotton wool for the major games that we need him in this season. But also, it's a worry because we don't really have anybody else that can play that role. Regardless of how many midfielders we have, not one of them does that role as good as Nemanja Matic. And maybe that's a position where we do need to strengthen in January or next summer, once we've hopefully got the signings into the positions we needed this summer. But moving on from Nemanja Matic, we obviously had Juan Mata in that team, Donny van der Beek in that team as well, Jesse Lingard in that team. We had a lot of players out there that were just on the periphery, just on the fringes, just looking for game match fitness. Donny van der Beek getting his first start. He looked good, occupying those half spaces in between the fullback and the defender and the midfielders. And once everyone understands his style of play, understands the positions that he picks up, because he's always finding these spaces where one cutback and it's a tap-in, or he's in a position to shoot, always. And Donny van der Beek really looks like a talented, smart player that we've got on our hands. We know he got his goal in his first appearance for United against Crystal Palace, but today was his first start. It would have been an unusual one for him against Luton Town, small stadium, small pitch, but he came through it with flying colours as much as you could against the Championship side. So good to see that from him in there as well. I thought Jesse Lingard looked really bright, and he could have had a goal, maybe had 2 goals. Didn't take his chances, but he looked really bright throughout the game. Good to see from Jesse Lingard. Obviously, he's been linked with a move to Spurs, to Jose Mourinho. Spurs replacing Dele Alli. I wouldn't send Jesse Lingard to Spurs at all. I think they'd get a decent player on their hands right in behind that Bale, Kane, Son front three. Jesse Lingard would probably be up for it if he was going to be sat on United's bench, but I don't know. I wouldn't give him to Jose Mourinho because I think Jose knows he's got a player there and United should be looking to keep him and not strengthen one of our potential top 4 rivals. So Jesse Lingard today looked good. Shame he didn't get a goal. I think he did deserve a goal towards the end of the game. And Odion Ighalo played up top. Don't think he looked amazing today. He looked like he was lacking that fitness, lacking that sharpness that maybe you need to play in that number 9 role. He was very clunky as well when he got on the ball, but he was always in there with that endeavour and that fitness and that work rate. And without us having Anthony Martial in the squad, it was much needed. In the second half, we did make those substitutions, which ultimately sealed the game for Manchester United. Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford coming on for the Reds. And they're exactly what we need. When you look at that goal for Marcus Rashford, the play that we had, the one-touch play, I think Bruno got a little bit lucky with his pass, but he had to do a lot to try and keep the ball going, and he managed to stretch it onto Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood gets the ball to Rashford. Rashford tucks it away for his first goal of the season. Just what he needed, because the back end of last season, he didn't quite do too well. He clearly had a knock. He was clearly getting played through injuries. He got played through 2 big injuries twice last season. He had the back injury and then he had the injury after lockdown, and he kept getting played through it. Now, Marcus Rashford's like Wayne Rooney. He's one of them that's always going to say, let me play, let me play, let me play. But sometimes you need to pull him out of it for his best interests. And I thought today it was good to see him come off the bench and get a goal, because hopefully that will give him the confidence he needs going into that next game. And Mason Greenwood wrapped it up for Manchester United at the end as well with a fantastic finish. I say fantastic finish, it's just Murder Mace being Murder Mace. Scoring them goals is what he does. And I mentioned Wayne Rooney not long ago. I think Wayne Rooney's record is going to be gone to Mason Greenwood eventually. When you look at how much talent he's got, the ability he's got, the potential he's got, his finishing ability, left foot, right foot, everything, free kicks, penalties. He can play on the left, on the right, through the middle. The kid has it all and is only 18 years old. I haven't seen a player as good as Wayne Rooney at that age until now in Mason Greenwood. You know, Mason Greenwood's phenomenal, and I really hope he continues to get his head down, continues to graft, continues to fight for that spot at Manchester United. Because if he does, he can take us to big trophies and he can take himself to big individual honours as well, because I don't think there's a star boy like him in the Premier League or in Europe at the moment. He's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, Mason Greenwood, what a player. What a player. And it's good to see him scoring again, especially after the summer he's had, the issues he had with Southgate, the dickhead. It's good to see Mason Greenwood getting back out there and scoring goals like he should be. So United are through in the cup to the next round. Just what the doctor ordered, just what we needed to do. Nothing to get quite carried away by, but some good minutes into the legs of some players, and hopefully we'll take that into the next game against Brighton, because that's going to be a very, very difficult game against Graham Potter's side at their home ground as well. They've had some good games in the build-up. They look like a strong side. Good performance against Newcastle. Bissouma missing for them is a big, big miss, but they're still going to pose us a threat, so we need to be up for it. Maybe we'll see a few changes in the team, but the likes of Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford coming off the bench to show they'll be starting that one. Will the likes of Jesse, Mata, have they earned a spot in that team? Let us know in those comments below. Make sure you're keeping it liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. Plenty more content coming your way on AdamMcKola TV. But for now, I've been Adam. I'm out of here.